The socks for today are Hermione's Everyday Socks, a pattern by Erika Luder, and I started these on April 2nd, 2016, and I finished them on April 21st, 2016. I used Lana Grossa Meilenweit Mega Boot Stretch, and this is a free pattern on Ravelry. It has 42,022 projects already, and it is in 13,725 queues. The only thing I changed in this sock is that I tried the fish lip kiss heel. Hey everyone, welcome to Vlogmas Day 15. So it's December 15. It is 4:30 p.m. and I recorded the socks for today and my Advent presents this morning because my sister came to visit me, and we did do the Dutch Vlogmas together. And if we do record a vlog together, we put the first half on the channel of the one that we are at that moment. So the first half will be on my YouTube channel and the second half will be on hers. But I did not record the English vlog yet. So my sister just left. She lives in Zutphen. She has to drive for 50 minutes to get home. And so I'm going to do my Vlogmas for today now. And we had a lovely day. We had such a lovely day. We chatted, we knitted. She is working on a design. Well, we just took some time to reflect on it, to see if she is on track. We often do that. If I'm working on a design, it is so nice to have a look at it together, to see how things are going. So that was very helpful. And yeah, I had a lovely day. When I got up this morning, I had a pounding headache. I did take painkillers. Well, first I tried for like 2 hours to see if it would go away by itself, but well, it didn't improve. So I took some painkillers, and then it did improve because I wanted to be able to enjoy my day. And but that also made my day nice and bright again, because I was again feeling meh, and yeah, when the pain went away, I started to feel better, not only because I didn't have a headache, but also because I felt nice and fresh in my head, so to say. So let's see, what do we have today to think about? Mistakes in knitting? Call them design features. I was chatting with my sister about this. I was very picky earlier when I was earlier in my knitting journey. My sister was even pickier, but we both learned if we make a mistake and it's easy to fix, then by all means, I will fix it. I hardly ever think. I do rip, but if I can fix my mistake by dropping stitches and crocheting back up, that would be my preferred method. And if I make a mistake and I can live with it, yeah, well, if fixing the mistake would bring me in trouble, then I would definitely let it go. If it was very obvious, I would do something about it, and I don't mind ripping back. Tinking is, well, not something that I do. So by tinking I mean knitting backwards, stitch by stitch for rounds until you've reached your mistake. That is not really my thing. If that works for you, by all means, you do you. Oh, this is way too hot. But I would never do that years ago, but now if I make a mistake and it's not too obvious and fixing it would make other things even more visible, then I just let it be. I have been unpinning my swatches, and look at the drape. I am very happy with the fabric this gives me, so that's a good thing. I am ready to measure what length of blanket this will give me if I'm going to do a temperature blanket, and then I can start thinking about the width. And but I'm really happy I made this swatch, and I'm really happy I took my time to learn how to fix mistakes in this. Here is still a mistake that I didn't fix, and well, it depends a little. Look, this is something that I would definitely fix now, but I know how to. But this is quite obvious if you make a mistake. So I hope I have trained myself enough that if I need it, I can go back and fix things. I also unpinned this swatch, and this really makes my heart jump for joy. The drape is unbelievable, but this is alpaca, silk and cashmere. The 3.5 knitting is awesome. The 4mm needle is, well, just about doable. So I need to calculate my gauge and see what the pattern says about the different needle sizes. So it's really nice that my swatches are dry and that I can start thinking about things. I am really happy about how this looks in garter too, because the top part of the autumn square is in garter, but I really like how this yarn works with the pattern that I'm planning for it. This is for my Christmas Eve cast on, so I can just take my time to calculate my stitch gauge and then make a decision whether I want to change things in my needle sizes or not. Yeah, that's nice to have this done. So my favorite of today is One Skein Wonders. I don't know about you, but if I am going to a fair, for example, I used to love to buy one pretty skein. But then all these single pretty skeins accumulated in my stash. And every time I wanted to knit a shawl, for example, I could not find the perfect matching skeins. Most of the time those single skeins are variegated, so that makes it even more difficult to combine them in one project. So at a certain point I started to look at One Skein Wonders. There's also a book that is called One Skein Wonders, and there are so many hats, wrist warmers, fingerless mitts, cowls, little scarves. Hohe has One Skein Wonder patterns, and that gives you an opportunity to use one of those pretty skeins and have a project that will be from start to finish very quick. It's easy for gift knitting if you are into that. I am not a selfish knitter. I can be a selfish knitter every so often, but I do like to gift things as well. But most of the time, the gift knitting has to come from me. If you are a sock knitter, you are probably familiar with people that say, oh, can you knit me a pair of socks? Because, well, that's a nice and small project. The socks are knitted on a very small gauge. A pair of socks has so many stitches in it that it's not a quick and easy project. Of course, I can knit a pair of socks in a few days if like I told earlier, when I was doing Sock Madness, I could definitely do socks in a shorter amount of time, but it's not like, I have to go to a birthday tomorrow, let me knit some socks. That's not how it works. And I don't mind gift knitting as long as people are very aware of the amount of time that you give to them. So even a One Skein Wonder, if it's a pair of socks or whatever, I mean, a 400 meter one skein, well, that's a 400 meter one skein, but I think sock knitting is something that people who don't know how much time knitting takes think that that is a perfect gift to ask for. So, yeah, well, anyways, early this morning, I was knitting on my Paper Daisy Creations Christmas sock. Here's the stitch marker, so this is where I was last time. And I made some mistakes in here as well. I don't know what's wrong with my head at the moment, but I made several mistakes, so I have been thinking, by the way, because I always saw it when I was half around or in the middle of the round, and then I don't mind to think. But yeah, well, I came to the conclusion, and I already came to that conclusion way earlier. I know I do not enjoy color work in socks. I like color work knitting. I just don't enjoy it in the small circumference of a sock. So I came to the conclusion that I want these socks, but I don't want to do the work. I just don't want to do the work. So I already put it in my bag, and it was already back in store, because I was like, no, not going to do that now. I am not enjoying myself. And I say it so often. If you do something you don't enjoy, stop and go do something else, especially when knitting. You're not going to spend hours and hours of knitting on something that you don't enjoy doing, right? And it's not the pattern. The pattern is perfect. Lisa writes really good patterns. It's just that color work in socks is not my jam. And I knew that. So this is going to go into hibernation. I'm not planning on frogging it yet. And it might even happen that I take it out later this week and that I do just a few rounds, for example. That could happen. But when I dyed up these kits, I was so triggered by the pattern, by the pair of socks, but by the finished pair. Definitely not by doing the work. If this was the last thing I had to knit on, of course I would knit on this, but I am working on so many lovely projects. So this is not it for me at the moment. Yeah, I have been spending a lot of time knitting on my no frills cardigan. I will probably show it again tomorrow. I have separated the sleeves, and I did the last increases. So now it's just plain stockinette for forever. I might want to make it as long as mid-calf. I'm not sure. I will try it on the go. And so we will just have to see how long I will make it. But I will show it tomorrow. I knitted on it yesterday evening. We watched a movie. We watched Carry On. It's well, the look and feel is a bit like Die Hard. And it's also during Christmas. It was a nice one. Yeah, it was a nice one. It was also a good movie to knit with, and yeah, I quite enjoyed it. So as single skein wonders, well, for example, my muscle burrow is a single skein wonder. And that's not even a full skein. So I hope to get the length that I need. Not that I ever wear hats, but I would like to be. I would like to be someone that loves wearing hats and fingerless mitts. I would like to be that person. But I'm quite warm easily. So a hat just puts all the warmth back in my body. So I hardly ever wear hats, but I do like them. Yeah, what am I wearing? Let's see. I know what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my anthology throw, but let me find my project page, because this was an Advent project. It was my Christmas Eve cast on in 2022. And I used my Advent calendar that my friend Esther dyed for me that year. And the anthology throw is a pattern by Helen Stewart. And it's basically a big round shawl. This shawl is using the Elizabeth Zimmerman formula with the increases. When I wear it, I fold it nearly in half, and then I just throw it around my shoulder. But I'm a bit I'm always a bit unsure with circular shawls. There are times that I really feel like wearing a tablecloth, a very big doily. That didn't stop me for starting the 24 Birds, by the way, another circular shawl by Helen Stewart. But yeah, I think this is also really nice as a blankie on the couch. So anyways, I started it on December 24th, 2022, and I finished it on May 3rd, 2023. The anthology throw, I think, yes, it was a knit vent pattern. Every year, when the Advent is coming up, Helen Stewart gives out a knit vent bundle, and this was the big project that year. But there was also, let me see, Knit Vent 2022 had 6 patterns: the anthology throw, the collage socks, the forage shawl, the medley hat, the medley mitts, and the Oddman's cowl. And when she is launching her knit vent bundle or her knit vent project for that year, there's always a discount. So for the second year or the third year in a row, I bought the knit vent bundle at the earliest time that you could buy it. So and this year she has a beautiful shawl in the knit vent bundle as well. I did buy it, of course, again this year. Let me see if I can find, oh yeah, here. This year, the vignette is her big pattern. And that is also really pretty. And the ornamental hat and the Noël scarflet, the kringle socks, the elfish shawl and the joyeux col. All very pretty projects. But anyway, do you have a one skein wonder pattern that is really your go-to? And how did you like it? Because, for example, when I knitted the Sophie scarf, I was like, oh yeah, I want a Sophie scarf. And then it was finished and it looked really silly on me. I did lose some weight since then, but I think the Sophie scarf, I did not like the way it looks on me because I don't have a particularly long neck, for example. It just looked silly. I can't explain it. I don't have the words in English. But do you have certain one skein wonders and how did you like them? And please let me know below what your absolute favorite one skein wonder is. Because we know we can knit socks. That's always good with that one particular beautiful skein. But what else? Let me know. Let me know. And remember, if you make a mistake, just call it a design feature. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. And I hope you enjoy what you do. If not, see if you can find something else to do that you do like I did. Thank you again, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.